We'll call this meeting to order. It is the April 11th, 2017 City Council meeting. The mayor's not here, so once again, you all will need to elect by motion and vote a presiding officer.
Is he sick?
He's
sick?
He told me yesterday afternoon about 4:30 he was not going to be able to attend tonight. He didn't say why.
So I'll open the floor for motions.
I'll make a motion that Councilman Eaton be our presiding officer for the night.
And I'll second it.
Okay, thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with the agenda. It was pretty light tonight, so I don't think we'll be here too long. We don't got any recognition of any individuals? Patrick, you would like to address the council or anything?
No.
Okay. Don't have any input, no bids or anything. Review of the minutes. There's minutes in your agenda from March the 28th and also on April the 4th. I think Councilman Kelly, you got a question on that?
Yeah, I was going through it, and
Which one?
this is the first one, the
28th.
March 28th on page 3, when we went into closed session and we came out. And when we came out of closed session, there was a presentation of the investigator's report. Nothing's mentioned in here at all about that. That, you know, it's one of the most notable things I think that happened in city government. I don't understand why anything was not mentioned. And there was also a motion to accept it as his final report. I don't see that in there. So, and I think the report ought to be a part of the minutes as well. I know it's lengthy, but I think it ought to be a part of it. So I'm going to move that this be tabled until the clerk can review her tapes and complete the minutes and put that in there.
If you'll provide me with your comments tonight, Mr. Kelly, I'd certainly appreciate it as well, so I can make sure I go back and
I
address
don't have
what you...
anything written down. You got
Okay,
it
I've got it
recorded.
recorded.
I just noticed this, I couldn't figure out, there was something wrong with the minutes, I just couldn't place my finger on it. About an hour ago, I figured it out.
Yeah, there's no mention in the presentation that was made of the findings of the investigation or the fact that the investigation was handed over and approved by us.
Okay, I'll make that.
And then you want to table both sets?
I think, since they're equal sequential, maybe I'll include that in my motion as well, table both sets of minutes until the next meeting.
Was there anything in the April 4th meeting that,
I didn't know if something referred to something back there. I just was a little worried sometimes. Yeah, see, the municipal order has a lot of whereases, and one of them is whereas there was a motion approving the investigation report, you know, at the meeting. So I just think it'd be cleaner if we table both of them maybe and consider them together.
Okay, that's a motion then by Councilman Kelly to table the minutes of the March 28th and April 4th meetings.
I'll second
And
it.
a second. Is there any other discussion?
I'd like to bring a point. Council, if you would be so kind as to bring up these issues once you've had a chance to review them, when I send them out to you on Thursday, we can certainly address these issues prior to bringing them to the meeting. I can certainly have language prepared in advance and hopefully make corrections prior to them being presented. If you'll just keep that in mind.
I'll respond to that. My first review of them, I didn't notice, to be honest with you. And
Okay.
I was looking at them again less than an hour ago, so something didn't make sense it was talking about 1, 2, and 3 on the actions, and I thought, well, that doesn't make sense in the motion. Then I realized that was in the report, and the report would even talk about it. So somebody reading these minutes there's no way to even understand them.
I understand. And I do want to assure you that in regard to the municipal order, it's the actual language that was presented in the municipal order. I just kind of cut and paste.
Oh, I'm just saying, my point with the municipal order is it talked about that there was a motion and everything, that the report was accepted.
Oh, to reference back to
And
the
then if we
meeting.
don't have the minutes corrected on the first one, then these don't really make sense. So I just want to make sure that we get the other ones consistent first.
Yeah, the municipal order refers to something that's not reflected in the minutes.
Got it.
Correct.
All right.
I mean, didn't enunciate that very well at the first time.
All right.
Okay,
all I
we have a motion by Councilman Kelly, and a second by Councilman Williams. Is there any other discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Don't have any ordinances. Under reports of the staff and committees, electric and cable, we met last Tuesday at 4, but we don't have any minutes prepared yet, so I'm not ready to make a formal report out on that until I get Tracy's language minutes. And then under code enforcement meeting, that was held, I guess, on Thursday. I'm not up on that one.
I normally present minutes for that just for your review, so we'll present those at the 25th also.
Okay.
We'll have that put under unfinished business.
Okay, and then under unfinished business, Councilman Copeland, you want to take a pass on that for this evening?
Yeah, thank
She
you.
wants to table the presentation on the Washington DC National Preservation Conference and the training policy and travel policy. Both of those, I'm correct?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. We don't have anything under new business. Is there any comments from the city council members? Yes, Joe?
The cemetery preservation meeting was held last weekend. Very well attended. It was really interesting. Bobby would probably speak better at this than me. She eats and breathes this stuff. So I'm gonna let her take that. Would you just kind of explain everything we did?
Well, we had Jason Church, who is a renowned preservationist from Louisiana that was secured through Rashay Jennings' grant. He came in on Thursday night, and then Friday we had over 50 participants who were from Pennsylvania, Missouri, Ohio, and the state of Kentucky. So we started out the morning with just documentation and presentation on how to preserve monuments, and then also some background and history in regard to Jason and how he has become the expert that he is. Then about 11:30, On the Go Foods was part of the dinner, our lunch, and of course the Kentucky Cemetery Association was a sponsor for the lunch. Then we all trekked over to the cemetery, Bardstown Cemetery, at between 12:30 and 1:45, and they stayed till about 5:30. And all stayed in reference to looking at how to repair. We took Lee Grigsby Evans family monuments and cleaned, 5 or 6 of hers. Literally went from moss covered to, it looked brand spanking new. And it was just from spraying and from scrubbing. A product that Mr. Church recommends, and everyone wrote it down, that was for sure. Then we took a monument that was actually broken at the base. He reapplied an adhesive monument erect. Then he went to another area and took a broken monument that was broken at the base that was jagged. And so he even took that and applied an adhesive again and then clamped it, and now it's just as good as new. So he gave Rashay the opportunity and the permission and the know-how to restore the monument right beside the last monument because the family has requested it. And it's really kind of neat. The McWowen, QWOWN, and they've asked that not only Nancy's but also James be prepared or repaired as well. So we're looking forward to doing that soon. But we're not in the monument business. No, we're not going to do it for everyone, just for this one family that has asked us to do it.
Okay, thank you. Joe, anything else?
No.
It was a wonderful day.
It was a good day.
Okay. Any other comments?
I was going to kind of go over it tomorrow a little bit. Of course, the first thing tomorrow, well, let me back up a little bit. There was a pre-hearing conference on this Monday with the attorneys from each Scott Crosby, Bruce Reynolds was there, Jason Floyd and Doug Hubbard, and it was a conference with Judge George, just kind of get some preliminary things out of the way for the hearing. There was a motion to continue the hearing before Judge George. He declined to rule on it, referred that to Judge Sims for tomorrow. There's a motion tomorrow for a temporary injunction to stop the hearing. One thing I guess of note that came out of there was that after discussion, it was just decided that one of the elements I think that was in a report was issues concerning the budget, and that's not going to be part of the hearing tomorrow for a number of reasons. There's an argument back and forth, so to pinpoint exactly why or wasn't, you'd almost have to be there to listen to all the arguments. So, okay, so tomorrow, the first thing will be our 8 o'clock in the morning hearing on their motion for a temporary injunction, basically to stop the hearing at 10 o'clock. Of course, that's part of the lawsuit that was filed. That's part of Bruce Reynolds' representation at that time. I guess we signed a contract with Bruce Reynolds. I was able to run down 4 people and get it signed. And so he has started his representation on that. Then if there's not if the motion's not granted, then the hearing will start at 10 o'clock, and we'll just start as a special meeting at first, call the meeting in order, and then we'll go into the hearing itself. And then, the hearing officer, I guess, would take over at that time and run the hearing. We're in District Courtroom B. As you go into the courtroom, it's on the first floor. You go through security, it'll be to your right a little bit. There's 2 courtrooms down, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, and it's kind of where, as you go down towards getting your driver's license, there'll be the first courtroom down that hallway on your left. I think that's in a nutshell what it is. I mean, there's of course a lot going on, I guess, but hopefully we'll be starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow, unless Judge Sam says otherwise.
Okay. Anything else from any of the other council members? I've lost my.
Just
All right, I got it. Do we have any cemetery deeds?
No, sir, not tonight.
Okay. And under announcements, we have a couple of city employees that are celebrating anniversaries with their employment. Joe Ross from the cable department has 10 years anniversary, and also Kyler Wright with the police department has 5 years. So if you see those people out in the community, recognize them for their service to the city and to the people of Bardstown. Thank them for those years of service to the city of Bardstown. Is there anything else to come before the council this evening?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn, Councilman Williams. Any other? Second? Second. Second with Councilman Copeland. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.